Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. We're here today to talk to you about an incident that took place at West Charlotte High School. We're going to start with CMS Superintendent Ernest Winston, and he's then going to kick it on over to the Chief of Police. Mr. Winston.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. I want to first start off by taking a moment to thank Chief Jennings and the partnership that Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools have with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. I want to thank the Chief. I want to thank our Chief, Chief Lisa Mangum of the CMS Police Department, and collectively for the swift response to today's incident. And as it relates to today's incident, I want to reiterate something that I have said multiple times before, is that what happened today is not a reflection of the hard work that takes place on West Charlotte's campus. Today's incident is yet another example of issues that originate in our community that make their way onto our school campuses. And it is unacceptable. And I want to take a moment to encourage our families to have those tough conversations with their kids. It may be inconvenient, but please have those tough conversations about who your children are associating with. Monitor their social media. Check their backpacks so that you know what it is they are bringing to school. It is unacceptable to have a weapon of any kind find its way onto any school campus. And as a community, we have to have a call to action to say no more. This is unacceptable. We will not allow this to happen. Now I want to turn things over to Chief Jennings.
Thank you, Superintendent Winston. And just to reiterate, just the partnership that we do have with CMS and the hard work that goes into every single day to try and make sure that we keep our students and faculty and staff, everyone safe in our school system. Just to kind of brief you a little bit on what happened today is there's a couple of students that were involved in an altercation over a book bag. As the altercation ended, one student decided to display a firearm and pull the trigger. There was at least one shot fired. We still have a lot of work to do with the investigation, but the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, along with Charlotte-Mecklenburg School law enforcement, is doing a fantastic job to try and bring some resolution to this incident that happened today. It's much bigger than what happened today. As you heard Superintendent Winston say, it's not about today's incident. It's about everything that has led up to this day that we're having the issues with school, not just with firearms at schools, but just with fights in general, and not being able to allow these kids to have the learning environment they so much deserve. So we look at it as it falls more on just the police department. It falls more just on the Charlotte-Mecklenburg school system. It's a whole issue that we're dealing with throughout society, not just in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg school district, but across the nation when we see young people resorting to violence far too quickly. And it's an issue that we have to face right up front and try and deal with. So as we look through this investigation today, we hope to be able to resolve it. We hope to have some conclusion to it very soon, but we're going to continue to work these cases. We're going to continue to respond, and we're going to continue to try and do things that will keep this from even happening in the first place. One of the initiatives that we are going to begin here shortly and very soon is the increase in Crime Stoppers money that deals with possessions of firearms on school campuses. So at this point, it's been up to a $250 reward for Campus Crime Stoppers reports that lead to the confiscation of a firearm. we are going to increase that to up to $500 for information that leads to a report that leads to a firearm on school property. So we hope that will at least give some more incentive for students to, not just the students, but all people to give information when they feel like there's a gun on campus, so that we can properly investigate that and continue to keep our students safe.